Hey guys, my name is Dark. Welcome back to VR Therapy. Today I'm here with,
Ren from Norway.
yes, and hey Ren.
Hello. I can't wave. I don't have arms. I am sorry.
It'd be like that sometimes. But today
Yeah.
we're going to talk about Ren's, life story. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy.
In
So
advance, I
Ren,
apologize.
tell me about your life.
Oh, well, I don't. Where to start? So I grew up in a very small town in northern Norway. And it wasn't very easy from even the beginning of my life. I've never, okay, so listen, I didn't grow up with, the worst life story that I could ever exist, but I didn't grow up with the best one either. Pretty much it started out with a lot of bullying in kindergarten. It started in kindergarten, yeah. I had one single friend, and we used to hang out every single day together when I was a little kid. My parents, they were very conservative Christians. In American terms, I think it would be Old Apostolic Lutheran, actually. I was always a very free-spirited person. I always wanted to do my own thing. I never really, stuck by the rules or anything. And my parents didn't like that. Because I remember very young, I think I was like 7 years old or something. And I told my parents, I don't believe in God. They were like, no, 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 you don't know what you're talking about. So I started school. I was very smart. Started to learn, I learned reading when I was 4 years old, reading and writing. And when I started school, I was pretty bored because I already knew everything that we were learning, and I didn't have a very good teacher. She constantly belittled me because I was in an old Apostolic Lutheran family. She didn't like those people. They're pretty hated in the town that I grew up in for some reason, and the bullying continued in school. It wasn't very good. You're gonna have to give me some pointers or something. I'm gonna talk and talk and talk.
I mean, I'm here for the story. I was just like I'm reading a book, honestly.
Yeah. So, okay, my life story. Jeez. I'm gonna have to exclude a lot of details or we're gonna sit here for hours. So, I started school. I was pretty smart, as I said, not to try to be narcissistic or anything, but I remember we got this super I wish I had arms. I could show you, but we had this when we started first grade elementary school, we got this tiny book, basically a pamphlet. Is that what you call it in English? Pamphlet? Yeah. And we were supposed to read that pamphlet for the whole first semester. And I read it in 15 minutes. So the next day I come back and I'm like, I'm done with it. And they're like, what the fuck? Bro. So they gave me a little more of a notebook kind of thing, you know? A bit bigger of a book that I had to read. And then 2 days later I come to school and I'm like, I'm done with it. And by the end of first grade, I was reading thick novels because I needed to be challenged. And I think that was the problem. That was one of the roots of all of my problems later on in life, because as I grew up, nothing was really interesting to me anymore because I didn't get challenged. That was only the first year that I really got challenged, and after that it was just boring. So eventually in middle school, I started to really not pay attention in class. I started to, skip school. I got worse and worse grades. Started high school. Keep in mind, the bullying was still very persistent. It wasn't until middle school that I actually stood up to my bully and basically threatened him on his life if he did not stop bullying me.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I want to tell you that story actually because it's pretty funny. We were I think it's called orientation in English as well. So we were going from point to point, and we were going to bike over a bridge, and if people had fishing rods with them, you would get extra points if you caught a fish. And one of the people who stayed back on the bridge was my bully. So we finished the point, we come back to the bridge, and I tell everyone that, we gotta hurry because we gotta be first, And my bully, he tells me to shut the fuck up, you whore, and then he spits on me. I get pissed off, right? So he takes off running. I take off running after him. I'm pumped full of adrenaline because I'm so pissed off. I grab his hair mid-run, slam him into the fucking rail or whatever it's called on the side of the road. And I tell him, if he doesn't stop bullying me, I'm gonna throw him in front of a car. And I just hear people behind me. No. It was like 1 year before middle school. So in Norway, it would be 7th grade. I just hear people. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I just hear people behind me just yelling, hit him! No one liked him. But it made him stop, though. He knew not to screw with me after that. So
okay. I guess that's like one way, to face your bullies.
Yeah, you just gotta threaten
them. I do not recommend
their
that
life.
to the subscribers. Do not do that.
Don't do it. Do not recommend it. I was pretty pissed off, though.
For bullying in Norway, like, what kind of things do they do to you?
Not much. But what do you mean the bullies do to us, or what the teachers or faculty do?
The bullies.
Pretty much anything, everything that happens anywhere else, hitting, physical harassment, comments, excluding people. Some people have actually, like, even in Norway, they've actually almost beat people to death because they've been bullying them so hard. And I was a pretty easy target. Because I was a pretty weird kid. I'm not gonna lie about that. I didn't have a filter socially. My mom used to say that I didn't have that social antenna, that other normal people, quote unquote, have. And I was into weird things like, as a kid, if you're into anime and stuff, you're weird, I don't know. Also, I had like a big gap between my front teeth, so, and I was also a little bit chubby, so I was a very, very easy target. I later on in life learned why I was so weird, and it's because I got diagnosed with autism this fall, actually. So that kind of, gave me an answer to why I was so strange.
How did you feel like leading up to that diagnosis? And then like when you got the diagnosis?
Oh, leading up to the diagnosis. Well, the few months before I got the diagnosis, I was pretty sure that I had ASD, autism spectrum disorder. But the years before, my whole life, I've always just been like, why do I lose friends so easily? Why can I never keep my mouth shut? Why do people think I'm so weird? My interests aren't that different. A lot of people who are not neurodivergent also are interested in anime in Japan and drawing and, a little bit of weird stuff, I guess. But for some reason, people just never seem to, like, either they really liked me or they really, really didn't like me at all. But when I got the diagnosis, it was hard, but it was also a relief in a way because, well, first of all, I got the answer to why a lot of things had happened around me and why I am the way that I am. But it was also kind of like a bad thing for me, at least, because my dream had always been to work with people. I've always wanted to work, especially in psychiatry. I wanted to be a psychologist. Okay, so leading up to the diagnosis, I have never been able to keep a job for longer than 4 years. And after like a month of like working and being motivated, I just become so tired, just absolutely exhausted. And I didn't understand why until I got the diagnosis, because I was socializing with people. I had to use my facial expressions. I had to mask, which is what we autistics call it. Or you kind of like try to hide that you're neurodivergent or autistic, I suppose. I realized that after I got my diagnosis that I wouldn't be able to work as a psychologist. I mean, some autistic people are able to, but I wouldn't be, because even working in retail just absolutely tired me out. I can't do it. So it kind of shattered my dream a little bit. I remember sitting on the floor in the bathroom, emptying the litter box for my cat, and just absolutely having a breakdown, just starting to sob hysterically, and my boyfriend coming in and trying to comfort me, and I just sobbing into his shoulder. You have a very strong dream that you've had since you were a kid, and it's just shattered. It's never gonna happen. was pretty hard.
I'm very sorry to hear that. How do you feel now about it? Like, you said it just happened recently this fall, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of getting used to the diagnosis and what it means to be autistic. Right now, I think I'm okay with it more. I'm trying to mask less. With autistic people, we often find eye contact, for instance, that that's one of the major symptoms of autism, that you don't like eye contact. It's uncomfortable. For some people, it's even painful. And after I got the diagnosis, I've just started to kind of accept that part, that I don't have to keep eye contact with people. I don't have to look at people when I talk to them. And, if I need to stim, for instance, if I need to move my hands because I'm stressed, or if I need to move my body when I'm stressed, I do that. Because before, I used to mask even when I was alone. Like, if I wanted to, rock back and forth, I wouldn't let myself do that because that would be weird, right? But now I do, because there's a reason why. It's because I'm trying to, lower my stress levels. So I'm more accepting of the diagnosis now than I was when I initially got it.
Thank you for being open.
Yeah, no, of course, that's why I'm here. I like being open. That's also, by the way, a very common trait of the of being autistic. You just spill everything. There's no filter. Yeah.
I'm glad you could do that here.
I mean, I'm comfortable with it. I'm okay with it. I tell people pretty much everything about me. I don't really keep secrets about myself. I don't see the point.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what else has happened in your life? So you said you've gone through bullying, finding out the diagnosis.
Well, I mean, I've had a very turbulent relationship with my dad, first of all. We didn't really see eye to eye until actually half a year ago. I changed my name when I was 18. I could start with that. And my dad did not accept that at all. He would not call me by that name. He refused to call me by that name. And if I was visiting my parents and someone came over, my brothers or sisters or whatever, and they referred to me by that name, he would tell them to not do that because we don't call her that in this house, he said. That, and the whole issue with homosexuality and abortion and stuff, we didn't see eye to eye. He's anti-abortion. He is kind of homophobic. But after, we had a fight this summer, and I didn't talk to him for 2 months. I purposely avoided my dad. Whenever I called my mom and he picked up the phone, I kept the conversation as short as I possibly could. And then a few months later, after that fight, he called me, he apologized deeply to me, and he referred to me by my new name. And that was amazing. That was freeing. Just absolutely. Yeah, I gained a lot of respect for my dad that day. He also knows I'm bisexual, and he knows that I am pro-abortion. I'm pro-choice, so to say. And he doesn't have any issues with it. He just knows that if, my mom also knows everything, and she wouldn't have an abortion if she got pregnant, but they respect my choices, and I really appreciate that they managed to, have the insight to be able to look into themselves and change that. So that's the relationship with my dad and my mom, I guess. My mom is amazing. I love my mom. She's been the closest person in my family my entire life. I love her. Apart from, oh God, it's very dark though. When I started second year of high school, I was really heartbroken because my ex had just broken up with me, and I went into depression, you could say. And I just wanted to go out partying every day. I didn't really care about my life because I just wanted to, get rid of the dark thoughts and everything. So one day when I went out partying, I met this guy. I was 17 and he was 32. Keep in mind the age of consent in Norway is 16, so there was nothing illegal per se going on, but
It's
still
16?
pretty sketchy. Yeah, it's 16. Yeah, it's a little fucked, but nothing particular like by the law was bad was going on, but it was still pretty suspicious, a bit iffy. And I just remember meeting him for the first time. We started talking about drugs and stuff. It was weird. I had never done drugs, any kind of drug really. And he just started like insisting that I liked him. And I was young, naive, when you're easily influenced by other people. And I guess I like started kind of a relationship with him in a way. He never wanted to go like be official. And I remember we went to an archery club because I used to do archery for a while, and then he met this other girl there that he also started a relationship with, but he wouldn't tell this other girl that he was actually also with me. So I lived with him for 2 months while he basically lived with his other girlfriend and only came up to his apartment once a day to just do what he wanted to me. And I remember one day, because he did a lot of drugs. He had been on like a 3-week amphetamine bender, so he's pretty fucked up. And I was sitting on top of him. We weren't wearing any clothes, and he just switched. It was like something flipped a switch in his brain, and he turned into a completely different person. He wouldn't let me get off him, first of all. And I was like, hey, insert person's name here. Could you please let me get off you? I'm getting tired in my legs now. And he was like, that person is not here anymore. There's only the wolf now. And that scared the crap out of me because it was like his eyes just turned black. And he then, just making a long story short, he raped me and tried to kill me. So I'd say that's pretty traumatic, and that's like the dark part that I was talking about. I was pretty fucked up from that relationship, to be honest.
I can't even imagine going through something that traumatic and like the after effects, PTSD.
It's actually funny, because, well, not funny, but I didn't really struggle that much with PTSD afterwards. I remember seeing him once after that and getting a panic attack, just absolutely freaking out. I've never, ever had any nightmares about him. I've dreamt about him many, many times, but all the dreams have been good, kind of. It's like, in my dreams, he's like nice and he's changed and he's treating me well and we're just friends, he's still together with his girlfriend, which he actually is, by the way. He's still together with her. And we're just hanging out, and then I wake up and it turns into a nightmare the moment I wake up. Like, I wake up and I'm just in cold sweat even though it was a nice dream. It's really weird. But I didn't struggle that much until actually a year ago with PTSD. Like, this past year, I've been getting a lot more triggered by like smells or sounds or certain behaviors in people than I did right after I left him. It must have taken taken some time to incubate in me or something. I don't know. But I have a very, very loving and supporting boyfriend. And he makes sure that I feel safe. And I feel very safe around him.
I'm glad you're in a healthy relationship now.
Yeah.
Have you been to therapy for that traumatic experience?
Yeah. I'm not closed off about it. I feel like if I talk about it a lot, then it's gonna have less of an impact on me. If I just bottle it up and keep it inside, I'm probably gonna suffer more, So I don't mind telling people that if they're willing to listen at all. It doesn't make me uncomfortable, So I am going to therapy. I do have a psychologist, but we don't really, deal with the PTSD or anything because it's not really that bad. It's not affecting my daily life. Yeah, it's more anxiety and depression.
Well, I'm happy you're in the process of healing.
Yeah.
I know this is cliche, but I'm very sorry that happened to you. And off record or off camera as well. Like, if you ever want to talk about it to me and just want me to listen, like I'm always here.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I have my best friend. She was actually at the party where I met him the first time, and she is amazing. We went through all of that shit together. Like, I think the only reason why I survived that was because of her. She's amazing. I love her so much. And if I ever feel like I need to rant about that time, then she's usually my go-to, because, you know, we share those memories together. If she ever watches this, then I just want her to know that I love her very, very much, and she has been my savior so many times.
Oh. If you want to, you can. Oh God, I'm sorry. I was about to say you could tell it to the camera, but I had no idea where Ash was. Do you want to say it to the camera?
Hey, Inghil. Jeg elsker deg.
Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. I had no idea what you said. I forgot your
I
Norwegian.
just said I said hey, her name. I love you.
Nice.
Oh, we can go on like some happier stuff actually. Because it's not all just dark and gloomy and horrible. It's you know, I'm actually just prior to this little chat, I confessed to a girl that I really like, because me and my boyfriend were in a non-monogamous relationship, you could call it. And I confessed to a girl that I really like, that me and my boyfriend are talking to, that, you know, I like her and that I have feelings for her, and she gets so jittery on it. She reciprocates the feelings, and she told me that she just wants me to be in her life no matter what, and I'm getting butterflies just thinking about it. It's really stupid. I feel like a teenager.
I'm really happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I actually broke up with my boyfriend for just a couple of months because I had started having attractions towards other people, and I was like, oh shit, no, not this again, you know, because it has happened before. And then I got the courage to talk to him about polyamorous relationships and like having an open relationship and like having sex with other people kind of thing. Sorry if that's, just bleep it.
You're good.
But I don't know why it came to me, like, I don't know why I was surprised, but he was totally okay with it. He said, well, as long as the same thing applies to me, then, you know, we then we just got back together, actually, I think last week. And it's so strange, because he's the person that I can be so open with him. I don't have to hide anything. I can be completely honest. I can tell him if I'm attracted to someone. I can tell him if I want to, you know, do with someone. And I told him that I really liked this girl and that I wanted to tell her, and he said, you go for it, you have my blessing, you have my approval, because she's cute, she's sweet, she's kind, you know. I feel so happy, actually. I feel so happy. He's so amazing. I don't understand why I was so scared to tell him about the feelings that I was feeling, but he's just so good to me. I worship him, actually. I worship him. He's my god at this point. But
Okay.
no, I'm kidding. He's, you know, but he's an amazing person. Like, if I've told people so many times, like, if I could clone him into both men and women, or you know, non-binary people, non-binary versions of him, then I would, because everyone deserves to be with him, because he's so amazing. Anyway.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know all the terminology correctly. So, are you guys making like a throuple? Is that right? Or is it just a polyamorous relationship?
I just told her that I have feelings for her, and she told me that she has feelings for me. And obviously, me and my boyfriend are together. I don't know if me and her are together or anything. I just know that we're all very happy together, and honestly, that's what matters. You know, I'm not gonna keep her from hooking up with other people if she wants to, you know, if she wants to have another boyfriend or girlfriend, that's completely fine. As long as we give each other equal love, I think. You know, it doesn't really matter what we call ourselves, but I suppose you could call us a throuple. I don't know. But he's not really that involved with her. He's not. Well, they're friends, of course. They talk, but he has social anxiety, so he gets a little nervous, anxious to try to lead conversations and stuff. I'm trying to push him to do it because it's good for him, and also he does, you know, he finds her very cute and sweet, and I think he does like her. He's just too anxious to be able to, you know, further the relationship between them. But I hope that they get to feel the little spark as well, so we can like all be one happy throuple. But if not, that's okay too, because I love them both. I don't know. I don't really put labels on things. I just go with the flow.
Nice. Okay, so I have 3 last questions for you then. First question is there anything else that you would like to share? Or like anything else that you'd like to get off your chest?
You know, I don't know. Not really. I think I got off the most. Like, it would just be trivial at this point, I think.
My second question. I don't have last 2 questions. I just have one last question. So Ren, what did you think about this interview? Did talking about it like help you get like something off your chest, or do you feel a little better afterwards, or like, you know, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I talk about these things so often that it doesn't really affect me anymore, you know? I mean, it does kind of affect me, like when I was telling you about the dark and gloomy stuff, I did kind of feel like a knot in my chest, but now after talking about her and my boyfriend, I feel jittery and butterflies, so I guess, good. I feel good. Yeah, I like this interview. It felt nice. It was very casual and yeah, it was nice.
Awesome. And I forgot, I do have one more question. This is a question I usually ask. So say there's someone out there watching this video right now, and they've gone through something like similar to what you've been through, either the abusive relationship or the quote-unquote throuple, or even like the you know, the parents situation, or being on the spectrum. What advice would you give to them if you could like speak to them directly right now?
Well, first of all, for the parents thing, when you live with them, when you're underage, unfortunately, what they say will be the rule. But if they are abusive towards you in any way, that means gaslighting, manipulative, physically abusive, in any shape or form, contact Child Protective Services. You know, you might feel like you're going to hurt your family, you might feel guilt from it, but you will be better off if you do it. Because if you don't, you might end up with a lifetime of trauma that you're never going to be able to reverse. Just know that there are always people out there who are willing to help you if you reach out. For the autistic thing, I'm pretty new. Well, I'm not new with being autistic, but I think the safest bet when it comes to being autistic and trying to learn about yourself is actually looking it up. My biggest help has been TikTok, actually. Just listening to the experiences of other autistic people, learning about my neurodivergent traits, and beating down the stereotypes that people have towards autistic people. Regarding the abusive relationship thing, you might convince yourself that he loves you, and he might love you, but he's not treating you right at all. If he is being gaslighting, just like with the parents, if he's being gaslighting, if he's being manipulative, if he's making you cut out friends because he doesn't like them, then you need to run. You need to get out as fast as you can. Do not tell him where you live. Block him on every single platform. Block him or her or they, actually, sorry for gendering. Just try to get get out as fast as if you cannot get out, call the police. Call like shelters if you have that in your area. Reach out for help. Friends, family, anyone that can help. Don't stay in the relationship because you think they will change, because they likely never will. And polyamorously, yes. I am pretty new to that, but I would say just go with the flow. If you feel jealousy, talk to your partner about it calmly. Communicate. Communication is so important in all kinds of relationships, but especially in polyamorous ones, because some people might experience a lot of jealousy, and that needs to be dealt with. You need to talk about it, and talk about it like adults. And then other than that, just be in love and have fun.
Ren, I want to say thank you very, very much for talking with me and expressing yourself and sharing everything that you've been through. I've truly enjoyed it. I've gotten to know you on a deeper level, and I truly want to say thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you. I hope I helped some people, at least.
Amazing. Well, guys, this has been another episode of VR Therapy. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you could, like, comment, subscribe, it helps out the channel, it helps it grow, and it will help me, help out other people and more people in the future. Yeah, I'll see you guys for the next episode. Thank you.
Bye.